Hello and welcome to the Untouchables on the Commodore 64, and this came out maybe 88, I think, just a bit after the 89, there you go, but I think the film came out a bit earlier, I think. Yep, so this is another Ocean film movie tie-in. And as you can see, it's a Johnny Megan game who, unfortunately, most of his games were sort of had a reputation for being ridiculously hard, and unfortunately, this does suffer from a little bit of that. But let's get started. So it starts off recreating sort of scene from the film where Elliot Ness does a raid on a warehouse to try and get hold of evidence that there's alcohol on the premises. And it's quite a short sequence in the film, but this level goes on forever. And you pretty much you can pick up power-ups. That's a timer power-up, gives you more time. You can see I've got just over 6 minutes, and time is really critical in this level. You've got to keep shooting bad guys, and you've got to keep topping up the timer. Well, you've also got to keep topping up your energy. At the minute, your energy is represented by the picture of Elliot Ness at the top, but the more damage you take, the more the picture changes into Al Capone. Now, there's also power-ups. They're fairly subtle, to be honest. I've got quite a rapid fire one, which is quite useful. You pick up the roses, that tops up your energy. The top right, there's a little arrow. That points to where the bad guy is that is currently holding the evidence. There he is. He's always dressed in white, but you've got to hit him quite a few times. And every time you get hit, you get knocked down. So he's quite hard to sometimes hit. So I managed to get that, but what happens is when he drops the evidence, sometimes another guy will pick it up and run off with it, and then you've got to start all over again. So it's quite frustrating, but it's not too bad initially. But after about 50, well, it says 10%, so you've got to obviously get 10 or shoot 10 bad guys and get the evidence. But unfortunately, after about 50 or 60%, they become even harder to knock over. And if you accidentally bump into them, they instantly die, and they won't drop the evidence. So you've just wasted your time. That's really my main bugbear with this level. I'm not sure it's the same goes for the other versions, but on the Commodore 64 at least, yeah, when you bump into somebody, they instantly die, even though they normally require about about 4 or 5 bullets or something to knock them down. But if you just walk into them, they die. So it can actually be quite a slog, this level. I mean, back in the day, I was never able to. Oops, fell too far, so I've been killed. And you only get 1 life. Yeah, back in the day, I never actually managed to complete the first level without cheating. But not too long ago, I did actually manage to do it. So it is possible, but requires quite a bit of patience and perseverance. It's a real slog. So what I'll do now is I'm using a trainer, so I don't normally do this, but I want to show you a bit more of the game. So I'll just press the level skip key. So I've completed the first level, then it loads on the second level, which is set on the bridge, set on the border bridge between Canada and the US. Again, recreating a sort of famous scene from the film, but actually it's a fairly sort of standard crosshair shooter. Right. And you're supposed to use the sight at the top to see where you're aiming, but I just actually keep hammering the fire button and just look at the splash on the ground. I find that a lot easier. Okay, I'm running a bit low on energy, so I better swap character. You've got two characters on the left and two on the right, so it's up to you whether you want to scroll over to try and get to them, but you quite often get killed if you do that, so you're better just staying on the left side, I think. So graphically, I think the game is pretty good. I think Stephen Thompson did most of the graphics. He's quite a talented artist. Used to did a few Ocean games. And the programming itself is really of quite a high standard. But so Johnny Megan, he just, I mean, I'll list some of his other games: RoboCop, Slap Fight, Short Circuit. You get the idea. You know, it's just these games are just ridiculously hard. Fortunately, in the case of the Untouchables, it's only the first level that's quite hard, but it does stop you making progress in the game if you're not very good at it. It's a shame because all the other levels are quite well done. I just can't get this guy. There we go. So it's quite an easy level, this. So it loads in the next level. Now I had this on cassette back in the day, but it's one of these games where once you get to the next level, it just stays there. So you don't have to go back to the start of the game. But so that's quite good. And I'm playing the disc version, which had these extra pictures, sort of inter-level pictures, and some of them are pretty good. I think this is quite a really smart-looking bitmap screen there. Yeah, so that was but the cassette version didn't have those pictures, unfortunately. But again, just cut down the loading times, I would guess. But yeah, once you got to a level, you didn't have to start all over again, which is quite handy. I think the only exception is level 4 and 5. I think they're back to back. So if you screw up level 5, you've got to do level 4 again. And level 4 is not an easy level. Right, and I quite like that music on the title screen, quite atmospheric. Right, this is another crosshair shooter. So you're in the alleys, and I don't actually remember this in the film, to be honest. I did actually quite like the film back in the day. There's a little bit of role playing. If you go Oscar Wallace, the accountant, he's quite weak and he's quite slow to reload. So, or if you go the Sean Connery character, he's quite slow to reload as well because he's quite old, I guess. Sean Connery he was pretty old in the film, but probably a bit too old to be a cop. Again, more. I mean, I quite like the title screen music, was quite atmospheric, but the in-game music, sort of this ragtime music, which it's fits the game perfectly, but I don't think it's certainly good to listen to on its own. I wouldn't load it up in SID player or anything, but it fits the game nicely enough. I mean, it's a fairly simplistic level, but again, it's quite well done. The graphics are pretty smart, I think. Again, it's just making good Or keeping an eye on your energy levels and just making the best use you can of the different players or different characters. And try not to miss people like I am. The guys with the machine guns are pretty nasty. I'm a bit rusty at this, so. And if you, yeah, if anybody gets killed, any of your characters get killed, then I think it's pretty much game over. Really, you got to just start the level again. Also, in the film, not all of the characters make it, but I'll not tell you just in case you haven't seen the film. But the film's definitely worth seeing, I think. If you've never seen it, it's quite a mainstream sort of action film. Oops, I got killed, damn it! Yeah, so I think it'll let me complete the level, but I think it won't let you get to the next one. Yeah, it's quite a mainstream effort from Brian De Palma. It's a lot more mainstream than most of his films, so. Okay, what I'll do is I'll just skip to the next level because I'm getting a bit of a hash of that one. I think there's about 6 levels in total, so I'm more than halfway through the game now. Again, another smart picture from Stephen Thompson. This is supposed to be a recreation of the pram scene from the film, but again, it doesn't actually go on for this long in the film. The slow motion as it is, it's not quite this long. Again, I think the graphics are really smart. Nice sort of use of shading. The idea is just to get to the end of the level before your energy runs out or the baby's energy runs out. Just got to push the pram to make sure that it doesn't spill over. But it's quite a big level, and sometimes you've got to shoot some of these civilians just to get them out of the way. Yep, so I'll get killed already. Quite a tough level this. This is, after level 1, this is the hardest level, I think. What I'll do is I'll start the level again and I'll just go to the next level. Now this is a tough one as well. I mean, I've never actually managed to do this. You've got one shot to kill this guy. Before he kills the accountant, but unfortunately I can never do it. I'll have one more go at it. I'll just skip this level again. Right, here we go. So you only get 5 seconds to line up your shot. No, he's killed the accountant. I can never do it. I must look on YouTube to see there's some examples of somebody actually completing this level. Never managed to do it myself. So what I'll do is oh you bastard. I'll just skip to the last level, which is this is the shootout on the roofs with Frank Nitti. This is quite a good level actually. I was quite enjoy playing this. Again, it's similar to level 3. Oh, shot already. One more go. It's just a matter of once he's out in the open running, that's when you can shoot him. You've only got 6 shots, but you can reload if you slouch against the wall. Right. Right here. I used to be able to do this quite easily, but it's a bit out of practice. Oh! Yep, so yeah, that's the Untouchables for you. It's fairly standard Ocean sort of tie-in. You know, different sort of types of gameplay, sort of multi-level, multi-format sort of game. But I don't think this is one of the better ones. I mean, it's okay. I think it would have been great if level 1 had been a bit easier, and maybe level 4. I mean, they are pretty tough and quite frustrating to sort of get your way, make your way through them. But I mean, some levels like this one are pretty good actually. Quite nicely balanced in terms of the difficulty. Right, here we go. Yeah, we go. Splats, just like the film. So yep, that's the Untouchables for you. I think yeah, it's not one of Ocean's best sort of tie-ins, but certainly a lot better than many of them. Yeah, I'll give it 7 out of 10. It's reasonable, decent game. So it's just it's a shame that a couple of the levels are a little on the difficult side, but otherwise it's pretty smart. I think the graphics and sound are pretty good. The gameplay on the whole is actually pretty good. Yeah, so 7 out of 10, and see you in the next video.